with me today is Simon Raftopoulos, partner at Appleby. Simon, welcome, and a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to hear your insights on recent trends in taking place in offshore M&A.
It's interesting, and I suppose just looking across two quarters, maybe Q4 2012 and Q1 2013, offshore as a whole continues to see relatively deep and sophisticated transactions. Q4 2012 we saw roughly 600 deals.
Wow.
Q1 2013 that has dropped somewhat to 450, but we continue to see a large amount of deals happening. In terms of geographic location and where that happens, the Cayman Islands continues to be a popular destination for these offshore transactions. The sector, probably the financial sector, being the most popular. BVI is another jurisdiction where we see a lot of minority acquisitions happening. That tends to sort of feed or feel like China and Asia. And then you sort of looking sort of for Europe in Guernsey and the Channel Islands, where we see a number of transactions happening there. So all in all, it continues to, the offshore market as a whole, I think it's fair to say, continues to see deep and sophisticated deals. In
the Caymans and Bermuda in particular, what kind of deals are you seeing?
Bermuda is traditionally an insurance stronghold and continues to be so. Particularly in Cayman, for us, we see a lot of private equity transactions where the private equity guys, I think, are looking to garner a bit more exposure and get some insurance exposure on their sheets. So we see a lot of those deals. Most of them happen by way of merger. In terms of IPOs, we haven't seen too many IPOs happening, but financing as a whole in Cayman continues to be strong, and particularly subscription financing.
And you had mentioned that these are sophisticated transactions that you're seeing taking place, and PE firms coming into this area, are they experienced and, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, these names like CVC Capital, FlexPoint, BlackRock, Blackstone, these are all sophisticated players. I mean, everyone's talking about this $1 trillion of dry powder that these private equity houses have now to deploy, and all this cash to deploy. That they do like to use offshore vehicles in terms of deploying that cash, and we at Appleby have been lucky to sort of see the benefit of that and get involved in a lot of these deals where they're looking to allocate their resources subsequent to their fundraising. So it's sophisticated players, it's fairly large transactions, and we're happy and hope that it'll continue.
Sure. Do you see the pace of the transactions and the actual length of time to close a deal accelerating? Interesting
question. I mean, my answer would probably be yes and no. I mean, the pace of the transactions, once there is a deal, and if there is a mega deal, say it's a strategic deal, people look to become involved and the pace quickens. Having said that, though, especially if you're looking at your partnership agreements, people are definitely looking at documents in terms a lot more carefully. Reverse breakup fees, terms, everyone wants to make 100% sure that everything is correct. If you look at conditions precedents and people obtaining financings and buyouts, they want to ensure that they're able to obtain that. So it happens at a rapid rate, but the level of detail and severity, if you like, of looking at the transaction has definitely intensified.
Greater level of due diligence.
Correct.
Sure.
Correct.
In terms of concerns, are there any new concerns or?
Concerns, I mean, I wouldn't sort of use the word concerns. I mean, we are alive to the issues in what's happening. I think globally we just need to get past this. There's a confidence crisis in the boardrooms. I mean, there's a lot of money there, there's a lot of deals, and hopefully, that confidence and ability to execute transactions will happen. I mean, the regulatory environment as a whole globally is something that we definitely in the offshore are alive and mindful to. We have Dodd-Frank, we have FATCA in the States, we have Europe and the mandatory takeover provisions, and all of these do place a burden in terms of due diligence and ensuring that everyone gets the structural rights, specifically so far as that relates to offshore centres. So for us it's important, and we are alive to the fact that in this environment, in terms of heavy regulatory and making sure everything works, that we work carefully with our clients and onshore counsel to get that right.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you very much.